Welcome to another episode of Speak On It. Host, got my co-host with me. Y'all know what it is. It's a football Friday. We had gonna talk about the our picks, college basketball, college football, and NFL. We got a couple things that we definitely gonna talk about as well, as far as basketball and Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals starting today. Before we do that, I want to make sure that we jump into letting y'all know that we are live. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. And I'm gonna let my man Bill go and speak something to you.
What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome to the show. Welcome back, Dom. It's Football Friday. We're going to sit here and try to do better than we did last week. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, last week was terrible. Like we said, don't take our picks into consideration when we talk about putting money on the line. But welcome, everybody. Welcome down back. Let's get things going.
Hey, listen. I hope y'all didn't take our advice last week, man, because ain't nobody win. Ain't nobody hit. Listen, if I need to find the person that picked the Jags to win, and I want to follow your ticket for the rest of the year. If you pick the Jags to win, I need to follow you for the rest of the year. We need to bring you on the show. But let's jump into it, man. Let's talk about basketball real quick. Eastern Conference Finals. You got the Miami Heat up 2-0. Ain't looking good for our Boston pick, y'all. Ain't looking good. But the thing that I try to stand on, and I find hope in is if it was a regular series, 2-0, being down 2-0, not bad. I mean, this is what a regular series would look like. Now it's up to Boston to take the next two to make it a series. But right now, to me, it looks like their inexperience and their youth is showing up on the court because they get leads and then they squander leads, and that experienced team in Miami shows up late.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with the youth factor. That's what it seems like because they be up in games, but it's like last night it was up, but the Heat came back and the Heat got shooters, and it seems like that's what's pushing them as well as their defensive stops as well. The one defensive play that Jimmy Butler had last night was a field and the behind the back pass, and then ended up getting the ball. And to me, that was I was like, okay, I think Miami's going to take this game. And it seems like when it comes down to crunch time, Boston, I say they, meaning Boston, they can't capitalize on the leads that they had.
I'll say this real quick, and then let Bill do it. It looks like they focus everything on Jason Tatum. Miami comes in, says we're not gonna let Jason Tatum beat us, and that's what they do. They focus on him.
I seen somebody say that I'm not even sure who it was, but they said Boston has scorers and Miami has shooters. And scores can be inconsistent, but shooters for the most part are consistent. And I think that's what we're seeing. Because when Miami starts making stops, they can still get buckets. The offense always finds the right guy. It's not the guy, it's the right guy that takes the shot every time down for Miami. It doesn't matter who it is, they're going to take the right shot. They get good looks. Sometimes they go down, sometimes they don't. But eventually they're going to get hot and they're going to go on that run. And when they play defense the way that they do, they're going to get turnovers and they can get in open court. And then you still got those shooters and you got guys that can finish. They're just a tough out. Like, they're just a tough out. You don't know who to guard because Jimmy still hasn't gone off yet.
Crazy thing about this series is Goran Dragic is their leading scorer with 22 a game, right? It's not Jimmy, it's Goran Dragic. Another crazy thing about this series is Jay Crowder is averaging 14 a game, hitting like averaging like three point shots, 3 pointers a night. Duncan Robinson hasn't been hitting yet. He has yet to find his rhythm. Like this thing is this Miami team might be legit. Um, Speaking about last night, the thing where I knew like Miami is going to win this game is somebody cut into the lane. I forget who it was, and they found Bam. Oh, Tyler Hero cut into the lane, found Bam, and he went up, got fouled, dunked it, momentum shift, and I said, yeah, Miami, it's over. Miami.
Like you said, it was over at that point.
Yep. Listen, they switched the momentum. That switched the momentum of the game. That's when it made the 1 point game, and from there, Miami never looked back. And I think like to Bill's point, shooting is a repetitious thing, right? It's something that you do repetitiously. So whether I hit one, or if I miss one, I'm not gonna change my shot. I'm not gonna change it. That's who I am. But like you said, with scoring, I can I can just be having an off night, right? I can just be having an off night, and it just not be my night as far as scoring wise. And I think that's what we're seeing with Boston, that they just don't have enough scoring at the moment right now, to get it done.
Who do they give the ball to at clutch time? Who do
In
y'all think they
Boston,
should give it to?
I think they should give it to who who they've been giving it to. I think the issue is it's five eyes on him. It's five sets of eyes on him. Jason Tatum has been their consistent scorer. He's been there. He's hit clutch shots. Now we can say Kimba. We can say Kimba has hit clutch shots, but Kimba's shooting like 15% from the field, from the 3 point line in this series. He's shooting terribly. Kimba is another clutch shooter, but I think Jason Tatum is their best player. He's their best scorer, and I think that he needs other guys to hit shots, and that's what we're not seeing in this series. Other guys aren't showing up in this series, and other people are showing up in the Miami series.
For me, I'd say Kimba would be my closer. Uh, the nickname speaks for itself. Um, and I feel like Jason Tatum is a better spot up shooter than Kimba is. Kimba's a better shooter off the dribble, and when Jason Tatum gets the ball, I don't really feel like there's guys that he can dish it off to that are comfortable being spot up shooters, really outside of like Jaylen Brown all of a sudden is being a really good spot up shooter. But other than that, nobody else is really a consistent spot up shooter. Like Marcus Smart, he's iffy at best. Like if he's hot, he's hot. But if he's not, he's not. He's been that way ever since he was a scoring machine at Oklahoma State. Like, but for me, I say Kimba. I'd rather have Kimba with the ball in his hands, trying to create. And if he got the shot, I feel comfortable with him taking it. And if not, he can dish it off to Jason Tatum, who can either take the shot himself or create for himself.
One of the things I seen is it just seemed like at times like if it wasn't Jason Tatum, um, it was like nobody else. I've seen a couple times to where uh, Kimber came in the lane to try to make a couple floaters or whatever, but um, I mean that to me it seems like that's a question mark
Do
as
y'all
of right now in the fourth.
y'all think that Boston is struggling with Miami's length, and their athleticism on the wing, um, like with Jimmy, they have Jay Crowder, they have the other boy, Derek Jones. They got a bunch of long wing defenders that they throw at them. And do you think that they're struggling with that length in that zone that they threw out there against them?
I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, this is what the Toronto series would have looked like if Toronto made shots. Just being honest. Think about it. Toronto shot horribly the first two games, but they were in them.
Mm-hmm.
They were in them for the most part. I think one of them turned into a blowout, but for the most part, they were in that series every game. but they couldn't make shots. Miami's making shots. And then when Boston's not making shots, Miami continues to make shots. If Toronto would have made shots like Miami is, I think Toronto would have beat Boston. And now Miami's beating Boston.
And it's like you said, because the crazy thing is that Miami does do a lot of what Toronto does, which is play a lot of zone, a lot of zone man concepts, which it'll look like a man, but then they'll switch to a zone, or they'll look like a zone, they'll switch to a man. So I think that is frustrating Boston. And again, going back to Bill's point, because they don't have a lot of shooters, they have a lot of scorers. And I think in order to break down zones, you need shooters. And I don't think that Boston has a lot of shooters. Now, the question I do have for you guys is, does Gordon Dragic coming back? Hold on, Gordon Hayward, Gordon Hayward coming back, change the complexity of this series, with him maybe be able to be that spot up shooter, and be able to be that person that can get his own shot.
I think it does help, especially with him being able to create his own shot. But again, he's another scorer. He's a more fit role as far as the spot up shooter is concerned, but he's one that can get his own as far as isolation is concerned. So, I mean, it's another weapon, but as far as I mean, that it limits the touches from everybody else, and we're already having problems down 0-2, and now bringing him in the mix as well. I mean, it could go. I mean, of course, it could go either way, but I mean, I think it's a positive for Boston, because it does give them another player that can get his own shot and also knock down wide open trees.
We haven't seen him in the bubble yet. And the bubble has been different to some people. So I got to see how he looks in the bubble. I don't know. I think Marcus Smart was playing well. So like, how does he fit in the rotation? How is like, where is he gonna fit in the rotation? You know what I mean? Like, is he gonna start? Is he gonna come off the bench? Like those types of things. Like I'd rather him come off the bench and not start. I'd rather him come off the bench and get into the game. But when you're down 0-2, I guess you got to put all your chips, you know what I mean, on the table. So I wouldn't be surprised if he starts and he gets a heavy load.
Before we move on, right, to another, did y'all see who Vegas has as the favorite to win the L? Did you update it?
LA?
They have Miami as the favorite to win it all right now. Thoughts on that? Hype? Are they legit? They real? I think
anything is possible in the bubble.
I do think anything's possible. Cause they got Denver at 4. They have Miami. And I'm sorry, they have the Lakers at 3. They have Boston at 2, and they have Miami at number 1.
They had Boston that hit LA too.
Boston had LA, yes sir.
Oh, man, they trying to sucker people in,
and that's what I was going to say.
They trying to sucker people in, man. No way.
They riding this Miami wave heavy right now. They trying
to sucker people in early. They trying to sucker people in early and then flip on them and make Miami and then make the Lakers the favorite, and you can't get your money back and you already lost.
And that's why I was going to go with, like, I think like Tomas said, I do think anything is possible, especially the way Miami is playing right now. But to say they're the favorites, because this is what I'll say. If they play a heavy zone on Denver, I think Jokic should eat that zone alive. If they play a heavy zone on him.
Who plays a heavy zone on him?
Miami.
Why are we discussing Denver?
Well, we're discussing Denver because I put them in
the I did too, but they ain't winning that series.
But
The buck stops here, buddy.
listen, they play a heavy zone. If they play a heavy zone on the Lakers as well, I think if the Lakers play right and they play LeBron as the post up man, he'll pick the zone apart. As long as he's not the shooter and he is the one that we dump it to, and he plays from the high post, and you run motion off of him, I think he'll eat it alive. You know what I mean? So
LeBron isn't the guy that I'm going to be worried about in that series. He's not the guy I'm going to be worried about.
don't worry
The
about
guy
it.
that I'm going to be worried about is AD
So you're saying if you're
because
Miami,
he's
you
going
worry
to.
about?
No.
Okay.
If I'm the Lakers, I'm worried about him
Okay.
because this Miami plays with a different physicality. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like Jay Crowder and Jimmy Butler, they just cut from a different cloth. Like
Yeah.
they gonna rough him up. They gonna rough him up, and I'm not sure if he's ready to handle that type of roughing up from little guys because he likes to play on the perimeter.
Right.
Now, if he was gonna be banging down low, like who really cares? But he wants to play out on the perimeter, and I could see a Jay Crowder taking that challenge. Like you don't need his zone.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get him, and he won all of that smoke, and we know it. And like people don't talk about Jay Crowder. Like Jay Crowder,
Your dog.
he's a
Yeah.
great role player, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
a great role player, and he's the type of guy. Like I said, he's going to take that challenge. Like Jimmy, you take LeBron, I'm gonna take AD, and everybody else don't leave him. Don't leave your man, and let me just go ahead and dog these two, and just make them work. If you make them two, because they're gonna have to play defense.
Mm-hmm.
If you make them two play defense, it's gonna affect the way they play on the offensive end. You can't keep giving them nights off on the defensive end, man. And
Yeah,
that's what they've been getting.
they're gonna have to play. They're gonna have to. So what we thought Houston was gonna be with shooters against the Lakers, Miami will be that against the Lakers. Miami will be that. They gonna let them fly. So like you said, they gonna make them play, and they got shooters, legit shooters. And then we talk about the dog, AD, whether he on the perimeter or he on the post, he gonna have a dog on him because Bam a dog too. Yeah, you know I mean, Bam a monster too. I know we getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Yeah, you know I mean, because the series isn't over, and my LA still got to play Denver. But I think all the matchups will be intriguing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very much so.
we're just speculating because of Vegas making Miami the favorite, which is
Yeah,
weird.
which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, which is crazy.
But it's
Um,
another storyline. I'm not for it again. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it.
on
If he
LeBron,
wins his fourth, I do not want to hear he was the underdog
he was
again.
the
I do
under.
not
Yeah,
want
okay.
to hear it. I
He was
don't
a
want to
favorite all
hear
year.
it.
He been a favorite all year.
I do not want to hear it. I do
Well,
not want to hear that.
speaking of underdog, I wanted to mention Giannis Antetokounmpo won
Mm-hmm.
his second MVP today. So I took my son to the barbershop today and talking to some guys. They was like, LeBron should win it every year, and this is
Slip
one of the
from my
years that
chest.
this is one. No, I don't know, but they this year, right? They
Mm-hmm.
were saying that this would be one of the legit ones,
Legit year, he
and
should have won it.
yeah. And I thought about it, right? I thought about how we've criticized Giannis as far as him not having moves, as far as the way that he plays, criticized um his coach as well, Budenhauser. And it got me to thinking, like he's won back to back MVPs with
Mm-hmm.
no go to move.
Got go to move
How
is a
does
spin.
how does what huh? It's the what?
It's a spin. He goes
Okay.
to
The
the lane,
spin.
hit the little
He
Okay.
hit the
spin.
circle button. He hit the circle
Listen,
button.
All right, well then I'll leave
this
it
is what I'm.
alone then. He just the circle button is his move,
The
then he
circle
got
move is
one.
his button.
All
I
right,
mean his
well
move.
then my argument is done then. That he
Here's
got
the
one
crazy
then.
thing. Here's the crazy thing. What I want to say about that is, to me, Giannis and LeBron are the same offensively, except LeBron can shoot a little outside jumper now. If Giannis gets an outside jumper, LeBron is downhill as well. He's a downhill person. He's a downhill brute. He's gonna use his force, and his move is that spin move.
But he's
That's what it
he's a
is.
facilitator as well.
So
He's been one of the better facilitators since he came in the league.
well, that's why
That's
I say on the offensive end.
yeah. I've
I
never
mean,
seen Giannis be that.
no.
So I can't say that.
But
I get what you're saying as far as straight downhill though.
Giannis
Yeah, the
deserved
fadeaway.
it. You feel me? I feel like he deserved it. I don't feel like Giannis didn't deserve it or LeBron deserved it more. I thought Giannis had the better season. Of course, now that the playoffs happen, if Giannis was still in the playoffs right now winning, people wouldn't be saying none of this. But because he lost and the way he lost, they're going to say it. And they do it every year. But in the regular season, he deserved the MVP. And of course, he didn't deserve the MVP of the playoffs because he's out. But in the regular season, he deserved it. He had the best. He had the best season.
So I legit just having this conversation. Um, Defensive Player of the Year. He
I
was.
didn't think he deserved that.
I'm just saying, like I don't think he deserved it, but he played on both ends. He did play on both ends, like I said. And granted, I say who did he guard, but you can only guard who was in front of you. He's a rim protector this year. He had the highest efficiency rate on the offensive end this year, and he only played 31 minutes a game. You know what I mean? He gave you 30, 14, and 6. 30, 14, and 6. You know what I mean? And he played defense. So regardless of what everybody says, because everybody can say LeBron he should win it, he could win it every year. He could. LeBron legit could win it every year. Um, but there are in the years he
So
don't.
could a lot of people.
That's what I say. In the years he doesn't win it, there's legit people that actually win it, who should win it.
Would you compare? Would either of you guys compare this to Steve Nash winning back to back versus
No,
Kobe or Shaq?
No,
No?
no.
nah.
30, 14, and 6.
That was just I mean, he's the one that wants to do the back to back. So just you know what I mean?
Man.
And his is always just a question.
Yeah, nah. Giannis legit won that MVP, and not to say Steve Nash didn't. Um, Steve Nash, but Steve Nash was a facilitator. He averaged like 19 or something like that. But Giannis, he legit like he plays on both ends. He gives you scoring. He facilitates. He rebounds. And he had the best record in the NBA twice. And the efficiency and the differential, in the way they beat people is nothing that you can say about him winning those two MVPs. So move forward. I don't know if we wanted to touch on the Western Conference yet. It is about to kick off. Biv kind of said what he felt about that series, but we still riding with Denver. Me personally, I think that Denver is actually going to win that series. I picked them to win the championship. I am going to ride with them, and I legit believe that they're still going to win this championship. Like we talked about before, they got dogs and they don't quit.
I said LA when we started. I got to ride with LA. Denver is definitely looking like the scariest team in this bubble. And for them to be here now, not saying I mean it was it they have a lot of talent on their team and a lot of things went I'm not gonna say went their way, but that boy Murray, he has shown up in this bubble. Tell you that he might they might have to pass that bubble MVP off to him because he brought his team back from 2-3-1 deficits. So
Yeah, him and Jokic, but like you said, Jamal Murray took his game to a whole nother level this in the bubble. Um, so yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Um, so moving forward, before we jump into the picks, wanted to touch on something I mentioned to us early. My man Big Sean did drop an album. I think it's like 22 tracks on it, 21, 22 tracks on it.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
lot of
he says a lot of them, yeah,
yeah.
like 20, 22 tracks on it. Haven't fully listened to the album, but did want to just go ahead and mention it. Then we can do a review on it once we fully listen to it. And then Conway, um, he definitely dropped the album as well. Haven't really dove into that as well, but definitely want to dive into that, and then we can talk about that and chop that up and figure out what that review, review the albums and talk about what we liked and what we didn't like about the album.
Just want to say from the first listen, I like both of them. I mean, the Detroit 2 is definitely a long one, but I mean, Big Sean, he didn't disappoint. And Conway definitely didn't disappoint. That's a nostalgic feel. Um, and he definitely got something with him. I tell you that. Shout out to Conway and the whole Griselda family.
But
That's it.
let's get to this let's get to this show, right? Not saying that we didn't already start the show, but hey, let's get to this Football Friday picks. That's what we here. That's what we here to talk about, discuss. It's a Football Friday. Um, didn't know we want to jump right into um college football. See what
Yeah, let's
games
start
stood
off
out.
with college football.
See what games stood out to us. One thing I want to say is I'm super excited that Big Ten football is going to be started back up. I am interested to see, as we saw with Minnesota, Bateman is he opted out before, but he opted back in. So I do want to see if some of the big name players who opted out before um, they knew they were going to have football opt back in. So I do want to see how interesting that is. But I want to see. Let's jump in and see some of the games that are interesting and intriguing. Last week, this is a game in my head. Mine picked somebody, right? Or Biv picked somebody to win. And I was like, "Are you serious?" And they actually
Georgia Tech to beat Florida State.
Georgia Tech
did.
beat Florida State.
Yes, I did.
He said yes, I
Serious?
did. And you picked Duke to cover.
I did.
That may,
Yeah,
Or Biv did.
yes,
I did pick Duke. I did pick Duke to cover. So just looking at some of the games, I want to
Notre
start.
Dame.
I want to start with this UFC, UCF, Georgia Tech game since Biv picked them to beat Florida State last week.
We can start there.
Let's start there.
I'm taking Georgia Tech. I'm taking Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
UCF, a lot of their players opted out. So you might be seeing some second string players that's trying to make a name for themselves. And Georgia Tech, they feeling themselves right now. They just went to Tallahassee and won. So I'm gonna take Georgia Tech because I think UCF is like a touchdown favorite or something like that. So I'm gonna take Georgia Tech outright win.
yeah, they're 8-point favorites. Hmm. I'll take Georgia Tech as well. Um, I don't know much about UCF, and Viv just filled me in on the player status, so I'm gonna that gives me to go ahead to pick Georgia Tech on this one. At least to cover.
I think UCF smacked them. It's at Georgia. And Georgia Tech. Uh, you know what? It's shaky because who lost? Oh, Iowa State. Iowa State got smacked by by an unknown team by Louisiana.
Two
Oh,
two Big 12 teams lost at home last week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna take UCF to beat them. They do cover. They give them 8 points, so I think that they cover. I think the over under 60, the over and under 63. I think that is going to be over. But I pick UCF to win.
Now, what about Notre Dame as 26-point favorites against South Florida? I picked Notre Dame last week and got screwed. I don't know if I'm going to do that again. So I would suggest not touching this game. I would pick South Florida to cover 26 points. Because Notre Dame disappointed me last week. Oh, no, 24.5. That's what they had.
Hold on. Where's it at?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame wins and Notre Dame covers.
All right, I'm going to bet that. I'm gonna pick USF.
They're not gonna.
I might bet Notre Dame.
They're not gonna disappoint 2 times in a row at home. Brian Kelly ain't gonna allow it.
Ian Book. So I do think Notre Dame wins. I don't give them the 24. I don't give them the 24. USF is a solid. They are a team. And the over under is 48. I'm gonna go slightly over with that. Slightly over.
Let's do that.
Another game. Let me see. Another game that was intriguing. Oh, that's a game that's postponed.
Miami at Louisville.
Like I said, let me get out.
Oh,
Miami.
Louisville's a
okay.
2-point favorite. Miami. Did Miami win last week?
They beat somebody on last Friday or something.
Yeah, they won last week.
They beat somebody last Friday.
They beat UAB 31-14. And they were 15-point favorites. And they won. Louisville won by 2 touchdowns to Western Kentucky. 35-21.
And they giving Miami 3 points, right?
They give Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville, they're getting Louisville 3 points.
And when you're home, you get 3 points. Yeah. So
right. So it's evenly matched.
They actually a push.
I'm gonna go with Miami. I'm gonna pick Miami. I'm gonna pick the underdog. I think Miami goes into Louisville and wins.
Miami goes into Louisville and wins. If I'm not mistaken, I think Louisville got a beat. Yeah, I think they got a beast quarterback. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Miami. They got my guy Derek King. I like him. Transfer from Houston. I'm gonna go with Miami.
He said, "Oh, hold on."
I'm definitely taking the Canes, man. I'm not saying that the U is back.
It's not.
But if this is a start, tomorrow's the show. So
I'm with it. Like you said, big game. Number 17 versus 18.
Prime time.
Louisville can get. I mean, if Miami
can make
a statement, if they can make a statement, people can start jumping on the bandwagon.
You'll start seeing the U's all over. You'll see the U's all over the place again.
Because there ain't too many other games that's probably gonna be on television. You are the show that night, so this is the time to show off.
I mean, they got the
SEC start. The SEC start next week.
Oh yeah, and they got the 7:30 matchup. So at 8 o'clock, you got Wake Forest and NC State, and then Abilene Christian and UTEP.
I'm gonna watch that Abilene Christian UTEP game. Right into that thing.
You and all of the out Christian schools and UTEP, they might not even watch it.
Where is Abilene Christian at anyway?
That's in Texas, I think.
That's in Texas?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's in Texas.
They're gonna watch it.
Texas man, they're They gonna be sold out. You know they.
Definitely.
What man? What coronavirus in Texas? What coronavirus?
Ain't nothing going on here.
Ain't no coronavirus.
You will see everybody with the Andy Reid mask on.
Yeah, like you said, I don't think there's no more intriguing games
No, it really isn't.
to pick from. Yeah, ain't no more. Boston
Nah,
College, Duke. Yeah, I'm not.
next week is the week. Next week.
And see,
The
I
big
wanted to say
SEC games next week.
I wanted to say Boston College and Duke, but I was like, man, I'm stretching it with that one.
Yeah, I can say. I'm not.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that. I wouldn't touch that. I don't
Did
know nothing about either one of those teams, really.
I just know Duke quarterback. Actually, Duke got a solid team. They were solid last year, and they got the quarterback that transferred from Clemson.
And they covered.
Yeah.
Said it 1-0 against the spread.
I just know Notre Dame football.
Yeah.
I've hated them for so long. I just know.
You know it.
Yeah, they're not going to disappoint this week. They're going to blow the doors off USF this week. That's what they do.
That's a great assessment.
Listen, I don't think so, but we'll see. So the game. Let's talk about the game. Thursday night football. I don't know if y'all picked on Wednesday show. Wasn't able to get back and watch it, but what stood out? So I'm gonna tell you a couple things stood out to me, but I'll let y'all talk real quick.
I picked the Bengals to win and the Bengals to cover and picked it to go over. So I was 1 out of 2. And that was just by a late touchdown, to be quite honest. To me, it looked like 2020, to be quite honest. I mean, Baker has a great game on Thursday night against a team that they should beat. So, I mean, nothing stood out to me other than the fact that Joe Burrow didn't throw any interception. That was the main thing that I seen, that he took care of the ball.
I was going to say, he chunked it around, 61 times?
Yeah, no interception.
I think even in the losing effort, I felt like he was the star of the show.
Yep.
Like it was just another vanilla performance from the Browns. Like that. Anyway, but Joe Burrow stole the show. He looked the best of everybody on the field that night. It was just unfortunate that he was on the losing end.
So the Browns can thank the Bengals for that game. It's 2 plays that I think that sealed it for the Browns. Joe Burrow tried to call a timeout. They hike the ball. They lose 20 yards on that. I think that Joe Burrow was going to drive and score on that possession. And then there was a play in the back of the end zone. Joe Burrow threw it to AJ Green. AJ Green was wide open. He went up to get it. The DB held AJ Green's arm, and he didn't get a touchdown. They had to kick a field goal in that possession. Those were 2 plays that the Bengals should have had, and if they capitalize on any of those plays, the Browns are 0-2 this game. But another thing that stood out to me is that 2-headed monster in Cleveland. That 2-headed monster in Cleveland. That's a monster. They got it right this week. Playing Nick Chubbs, allow him to have the majority of the runs, and then having Kareem Hunt spot fill. I think they did it right this week. But that's gonna be a nasty 2-headed monster, and that's how they should build their team, with those 2, and then having play action and rolling Baker Mayfield out of the game, out of the pocket. But that's who they should build their team with, is those 2. And your boy got a sack, man. Your boy got a sack. You got a strip sack. That's another play to change the game. Helmet man. Mr. Helmet.
Helmet man.
Helmet man.
All right, so let us jump into these picks for this week, right? I ain't want to start here. First game on the thing. I ain't gonna start here. I'm gonna
go. Start there.
I ain't gonna start there.
But
Let's
we got to
start.
get to him, though.
We're gonna get to him. We're gonna get to him. We're gonna get to him.
Get to them, man. We're going to get to
Yeah,
everybody.
like I said, we're gonna get to everybody's, but we're gonna do our teams last. Let's go Giants Browns. I'm Giants Bears.
Where's that one?
That is in Chicago.
So the Bears are 4-point favorites or 4.5.
I see it's 6.
You see 6. I see 4. So, oh Lord, you see 6 for the Bears. That means something must happen.
Yeah, 6. 6 for the Bears. I could be looking at something different too. I'm just looking at
no.
Where are you on?
With me?
Yeah.
I just clicked on the ESPN thing.
Oh, okay.
ESPN, scroll down. ESPN said they give them 6.
Ooh, so it went up. When I looked at ESPN this afternoon, it was 5.5.
Yeah, 5. It actually is. This is 5.5. But I know y'all said that that half point don't count.
Okay, so yeah, I see 5. Okay. I see 5, 5.5, 5.5. Okay, goodness gracious. All right,
Either way,
they just went up a point. All right, so yeah, Chicago's the favorite against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Over under 40. Over under 42.
The Giants scored 16 points against the Steelers last week, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Saquon, and we're going up against the Bears defense.
And like, see, here is where I'm like, man, I don't know. I seen Adrian Peterson rush for 100 yards on them last week. Adrian Peterson rushed for 100 yards on the Bears last week. Saquon had a terrible game. I think they unleashed Saquon. And I still pick the Bears to cover with they whatever it is, the 5.
Yeah.
Yep. So I picked the Bears to cover it. Mitchell, I know. Mitchell Trubisky looked good last week. He started off shaky.
Against the Lions?
He looked good against the Giants. He gave for the Giants.
He's still Mitchell Trubisky.
He looked good last week.
He can stick the joint up, Dom.
He definitely can stink the joint up.
So until then, I don't want to hear that.
He definitely can stink the joint up. But he can stink the joint up. But he playing the Giants. So I think Mitch is going to throw a couple touchdowns against the Giants. I do think Saquon do get off. But I think the Bears cover. I think the Giants are the Giants. I think they don't have enough yet. And I think the Bears is going to unleash Khalil Mack on that offensive line.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bears as well to cover. It's the only thing that I see in New York that gives me any confidence is Saquon, and you can't go 1 against 11. Need better performances out of quarterback, out of entire offense, to be quite honest. So I think their defense can be middle of the pack, maybe, or like middle to the 20 range, 20 out of 32.
Third,
yeah, like in the bottom third. That's a good.
bottom
third. But at the high bottom third. And with that being said, I think that they can do a decent job with Mitchell Trubisky to keep him at least to 1 touchdown pass. But if he has 2 touchdown passes, definitely. But I'm gonna go with Chicago. And the over and under, I'm gonna go under. It's in Chicago. I'm gonna go under.
full disclosure, I would never, ever, ever touch this game. And for those of you listening, watching, don't you touch this game either. Now, I will say I've heard different reports. I heard people say that they thought Daniel Jones looked good last week against the Steelers. I think the Giants come out when they want to throw the ball and they lose. And but
That was heading towards positive. He was had a good game. And
But they cover.
okay,
They lose a close one. They cover, but they still lose.
I can see that. I
I
can
could
see
I
that.
could see it. But it's in Chicago. Uh,
Make
it's
make
still
game
it's still
field
it's
goal.
it's still around summertime, so the winds ain't whipping around over there that like crazy in Chicago. So I can see it.
It's not.
I can see
It's dumb, man. It's late. It's late September.
it. No.
It's almost cold in southern Delaware.
Hey, listen, I had to put a hoodie on today.
It's
Listen,
gonna be in the 60s this weekend in southern Delaware.
I gotta see what the weather looking like in Chicago,
It's
man.
gonna be cold and the wind gonna be coming off the lake. If it's gonna be 60s in Delaware, it's gotta be the
Either way, he
50s
gonna
at least.
lose. Either way, Daniel Jones gonna lose. But Daniel, I do think Daniel Jones was all right last week. He made one dumb pass, one dumb play. But he was okay. But moving forward, right? Falcons, Cowboys. I picked Cowboys to win last week, and they lost.
I
On
was
my
on that boat
schedule,
too.
on my schedule, I had Cowboys losing this game, and I'm still having Cowboys losing this game. I saw um like the receivers last week, even though they didn't score a lot of points, they was doing their thing on the Cowboys defense. What's the name? They have 150.
Different scheme though.
Listen, Julio, Calvin Ridley, and Malcolm Brown had like 70 yards rushing on them last week. They had 115 yards rushing on them on the Cowboys last week. Todd Gurley, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and this new boy, Cage Rage, whatever his name is, slot receiver. They like to throw the ball, man. Dallas is gonna be a shootout. Dallas gonna have to keep up. That's how I feel. Dallas gonna have to keep up, and I don't think that they will. And I don't know. Let me
Hold
see.
on. Hold on. Is that Dom from Speak on It, or is
No,
that Dom the Eagles fan?
that's down from Speak on it. I actually had the Cowboys losing this game. Remember, I picked the Cowboys to win last week. They lost. I had the Cowboys losing this game. We don't know who their corners are, and you rolling out. I mean, we know who their corners are, but they're young. You coming in with Julio and them. They put up points against that Seattle team last week. They put up points against Seattle last week. He threw for over 400 yards. He had three receivers with 100 yards last week. You think the Cowboys gonna stop them? The Cowboys gonna stop them?
So I was high on the Cowboys last week. I was very high on the Cowboys last week. Um, and they showed up like the Cowboys normally play. I mean, I'm not gonna get into NFC East rank because it was just week one. But when looking at the Atlanta, how they did against Seattle, um, I think that they're due for a comeback. So I'm gonna go with Atlanta with winning outright against that. So and I think that it's going to go over. I think it's going to be a shootout as well. I think that Dallas get some things together, especially with this Atlanta defense. But I think Atlanta will be able to outscore them. So picking Atlanta.
I'm gonna keep riding with the Cowboys, man. Like I'm gonna keep riding them out, man. I'm gonna say they win. I'm gonna say they cover, man. I'm
You
gonna
know,
say they win and they cover.
anytime that you've had that undertone of when you bet, it has worked out in your favor in this week one.
I hope it don't.
So I'm just putting a precursor out there. Anytime he's had a you know what moment, it's worked out. So
I hope this
just
the
a,
Yeah,
one time it don't.
I mean, I'm gonna give you the head. I'm gonna give you the headline right now. Matty Ice goes ice cold in Texas.
You hear that, Dallas? Whatever newspaper y'all got going on in Dallas, in Jerry Jones' world.
Matty Ice goes ice cold in Texas.
Which now let me ask you this: which team do you think could survive 0-2 out of these two?
Dallas.
Dallas.
In that division? I told you. It's a 9-win division, man. It's
Listen,
only gonna take 9.
listen. My Atlanta definitely can't survive. Atlanta may win 10 games and still not not be able to survive.
Atlanta needs this. Listen, the playoffs start week 1.
Yep. Atlanta need this
In
game.
that division,
Listen, they might have three people, 3 teams. I mean, they got two teams at least coming out of that division. So, but yeah, like you said, Dallas can survive. Dallas can survive a 0-4 start. They can survive a 0-4 start. Just keeping it real. I'm an Eagles fan. The way we looking. Anyway, let's move forward to this game, right? Packers, Lions. Packers, Lions. Interested to see the spread on that.
It is 6. I'm showing on this
Yeah, 6.
parlay ticket. Packers are the favorite in Green Bay. Over 49. Over under 49. So I remember last year the Packers would be favored at home and favored big, and then they lay an egg, but they still win. And that happened quite frequently. And with what happened last week, it would be easy for me to go ahead and jump on the bandwagon, especially against the Lions defense. This is tricky because I just said that Matt Patricia should be fired. I still don't understand how one guy goes 9-7 in one season, the other guy is 9-23 in one, and
Come on. We know how.
but either way, I'm gonna pick the Lions to cover, but I'm gonna pick the Packers to win, and I'm gonna pick it to go over.
So I was listening to y'all live on that when y'all was talking about Aaron Rodgers, this bad man. The no Daniil Hunter and the corners were young
It was
corners.
a young corner.
It was young corners.
He got to play who's on the field, bro.
I agree. To me, if Adrian Peterson, if they ball control, run the ball with Adrian Peterson, because
Peterson.
Adrian Peterson in Detroit.
Oh, okay. I thought
Detroit.
you were talking about the
No.
Green Bay. Okay. So,
If Detroit runs the ball with Adrian Peterson, there's no Kenny Galladay playing this week because so they're going to have to run the ball. That's what you fronts there.
Hold up, you said no Kenny Galladay.
No, Kenny Galladay not playing this week.
I'm picking the Packers to cover now. I didn't know that. I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Packers to cover now. They don't win by touchdown. And yeah, to me, Kenny Galladay is that big of a factor.
Kenny Galladay a bad boy. But it's still like it's still a division game. They got Adrian Peterson. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Packers to cover. I'm gonna pick them to cover. I'm just looking at the corners. The corners is still young, right? And I don't know if Detroit got a strong enough pass rush to get to Aaron Rodgers. I think he's gonna pick them apart too, just like he did Minnesota last week.
I agree. I don't think Detroit got a shot in this game. I think Aaron Rodgers is on a mission. I just think they poked the bear when they made that draft pick. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I still got them, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna stick with my 8-8 pick, but I'm like, man, phew.
I
And
was wrong.
Sorry, Aaron. Sorry.
I'm gonna eat my crow in week 1. I'm not gonna try to ride that wave out. I'm gonna eat my crow right now.
Sorry, Aaron.
And those are 2 division games if he goes 2-0. So that's
Yep.
you know what I mean.
Puts him in the driver's seat.
Adrian Peterson about to come out here 200 yards. Watch.
And then week 1 is away, so you got to play. You know what I mean? Down the road, that big game at home.
Mm-hmm.
That again,
And
playoffs start week 1.
Driver's seat.
But so that Minnesota game, because in the Packers they'll have Daniil Hunter, and that running game would be better. So we'll see. Jaguars Titans. We touching this game?
Yeah, we got to. We
we touching this game.
We'll advise y'all not to. We will advise y'all not to.
Yeah, they not told you they're not gonna get Trevor. I told y'all they wasn't gonna get Trevor. They're not getting Trevor. They got Gunner. What they need Trevor for?
Yo, listen, Garner looked good last week. What was it, 19 for 20?
19 for 20.
19 for 20, 3 touchdowns. Woo.
But nah, he didn't get 200 yards passing.
Hey, I don't. 19 for 20, 3 touchdowns.
He got a dub.
Dub.
He only missed 1 pass. Shout out to Minshew Mania out there in Jacksonville.
Here's the thing, right?
Who did? Oh, so it's you said Jacksonville. Where is this game?
It's in Tennessee.
It's in Tennessee. Oh, and they 9-point favorites. Goodness gracious!
I wasn't impressed with Tennessee on Monday.
Neither was I.
I wasn't impressed with Tennessee on Monday. They should have lost that game.
They are who I thought they were.
They played Drew Lock. That's why they didn't lose. They played Drew Lock. Ryan Tannehill, he ain't look good. Derrick Henry, I think he had like 3-point-something yards per carry.
Mm-hmm. They are who we thought they were.
This is a division game as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a flipping limb, bro. I'm gonna say the Jaguars cover.
What you talking?
I'm talking the Jaguars cover. That's as far as the limb I'm going.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Oh, come on,
I'll
man.
say Tennessee.
Listen,
9 is a lot, bro. That's a lot of points. That's a 9 of them. I'll take.
You also said they was gonna go 0-16.
I did.
So
they proved me wrong on that.
So
I'm gonna get
Vegas feels that they should be going 0-16 as well. They thought like last week was a complete fluke.
They did. They definitely did.
Come on, man. Because Tennessee didn't look good enough to be a 9-point favorite again.
Heck no.
Anybody.
If anybody should be a 9-point favorite, it should be where are they at?
Should be the Cardinals.
No.
They not. It's the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a 9-point favorite.
The Chiefs. Right? Okay, the Chiefs. I will give the Chiefs. Yes. And
they got San Francisco close too. They got. Oh, it's a couple people that's close to it.
I'm okay with where we're at, but I could do the Buccaneers against the Panthers. No. Either way, any team in the NFL that had this early should be the Ravens. I don't care who they playing right now, unless it's like top.
We're playing Houston, Texans? Man. We're playing Houston.
In Houston. I'm just saying.
In Houston.
The Titans don't deserve 9 points against anybody right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the Houston limb. Listen, I'm gonna say I'm sorry to Garner. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm sorry, Garner. And the Jaguars win this game. Jaguars win this game.
That's what I'm talking about, Dom. That's what I'm talking about. But you tripping. Tennessee wins, but it's a close game. It's a close game. I think Tennessee's defense is too tough for that passing game to work this week. So
over or under 42.
Under.
No. Am I looking at it? Yeah, 42.
I don't care what it is.
I don't care what
Tennessee not gonna let you score points because they're gonna try to control the clock by running the football.
That's true.
That's why I think so. As of right now, what quarterback do I trust more? And I trust Garner Minshew more than I trust Ryan Tannehill right now.
Tennessee
I just
paid that
trust.
man $100
This is
million,
all.
bro.
I'm going all on defense. I'm just going on. I trust Tennessee's defense more than I trust Jacksonville's defense.
Yeah, Tennessee's defense will be the most trusted unit
I
in this
got
They'll
whole
you.
mess around.
equation.
They mess around and score the only touchdown.
Garner, I
That's it.
believe in
And
you
then,
now, Garner. Minshew Mania, boy.
So who else we got here?
We got
The Colts and the
uh
Vikings. Let's go there.
I
The
don't trust them.
Colts are 2-point
this
favorites against the
2-point
Vikings.
favorites. They just got smacked by the by the Jags.
They're 2-point favorites against the Vikings.
they're not
And they're
favored. They're not
they're
favored.
they're
They're at
nah, because they're at
home.
home. Because they're at home. So
They're
it's
they're
really
they're at home. It's
really the
really
Vikings 1 point.
it's really the Vikings are +1.
But
They should have 9 points.
they got the over and under at 48. I'm gonna take the over on this one.
I'm gonna take the under on it.
Taking the over, man. Kirk Cousins. If Gardner can light up the Colts, you got Delvin behind you and Adam Thielen. Like y'all better put up some numbers this week. Y'all put up some numbers last week, but anyway, let's move on from that. This is the week to start the mission to get to the Super Bowl. Let's go, Minnesota.
I think Minnesota scores. I don't know. I don't know if I trust Phillip in them.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Vikings. They're the underdog, but I'm gonna pick the Vikings to win. I'm gonna pick it to go over. Like you said, Phillip Rivers showed that he is still Phillip Rivers no matter who his supporting cast is.
Where he is.
So with that being said, I think he's playing a way better defense, even though the corners are young. So I think that he can take advantage of that, but also he can also throw a pick to one of the linebackers who are one of the more experienced guys out there. So Eric Kendricks will probably get one. I'm picking the Vikings. The Colts may figure out why we signed Phillip Rivers. We might just say with Jacoby Brissett and save some money. But
Bills Dolphins.
You said field goal?
No, man.
He said Bills Dolphins.
Oh, Bills
Vikings
Dolphins.
Smack the Colts.
Okay. So the Dolphins are underdogs. They are 5-point underdogs against the Bills in Miami.
Real quick before you pick this game, right? I know y'all talk about tour time on Wednesday.
This ain't the one.
Who's the game? Like I said, what's the game after? What's the game after this?
I don't know, but this.
Let me see their schedule real quick after this.
Not with that secondary. This is the one.
It's like another couple of weeks. I think they put like New Orleans or somebody crazy.
Okay.
I think
that ain't the week either.
But you can fact check that. Fact check that for me though.
Let me look.
Because what the Bills about to do?
This ain't the week.
To Ryan Fitzpatrick, what they about to do to him? That ain't gonna be pretty. That ain't gonna be pretty at all.
This game could get ugly early, and then you get some Fitz magic late.
Oh, they play the Dolphins Thursday.
Who?
I said they play the Dolphins.
They
play the Jaguars. They play the Jaguars. The Dolphins play the Jaguars after this game.
That might be the game.
Then the Seahawks, then the 49ers.
Nah, never mind.
That's what it was. I was getting ready to say it was a game in there, but then it was like a couple more he didn't want no smoke with.
That's a tough back to back.
Yeah, so after that it's tour time. But you should start making preparations right now. Like he needs to be getting first team snaps right now in practice. He needs to be getting first team snaps right now in practice.
I'm gonna tell you. I got to see what happened in this, and we're going to pick the game next. But I got to see what happened in this 49ers game. Tua might be starting in that 49ers game, depending on how the games look.
Wow. Let's pick this game first.
We're going to pick that game. We're going to pick this game.
No, this game.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about. We're going to pick this Bills-Dolphins game.
Who did the Bills play last week? Come on.
The Jets.
Yeah, the Jets.
Okay, okay.
Made them look terrible.
I'm gonna go with the Bills. We'll go with the Bills to cover.
Question.
And I'm gonna pick the under. I'm gonna pick the under.
Under?
Yeah, the Dolphins only scored 11 points last week against the Patriots defense. And when me and Biff broke down the tape, they really only scored 3.
Yeah. I'm talking about Josh Allen.
Josh Allen
about to light them up.
So if I got the Dolphins scoring 10, that means I got the Bills scoring 31.
Yep.
That's feasible.
That is feasible, but that's
what Josh have last week? 3 touchdowns?
Man, that's just 4 touchdowns and a field goal.
I'm gonna still take the under.
I see
the Bills are legit. The Bills are legit, and because they are legit, I'm gonna say they cover and over because they're gonna score enough points to cover the over.
You said Cam and them should have scored 20. Cam and them should have scored 30 last week.
Yeah.
They should have scored 30 last week with no weapons. Josh Allen is the
N'Keal Harry is a weapon.
He is. He dropped the touchdown pass.
He did.
Stephon Diggs ain't gonna drop that touchdown pass. He ain't gonna drop that.
He's still young.
Josh Allen out here running like he Cam Newton. He out here running like he Cam Newton. He had 15 rushes last week. Cam Newton had 15 rushes last week.
It's gonna look like last week all over again.
Last week all over again. Except
Josh
Allen actually gonna pass too.
And then Miami's gonna be home versus on the road.
Yep. Last week all over again. Except Josh Allen gonna throw for another 300.
Hopefully they wear their white uniforms and then it'll be exactly the same field.
Yeah, I got an over and cover.
So let's go to this game. 49ers.
Now we're gonna skip that one. We're gonna skip
that one.
Right
No. Let's go right to it. Let's go right to it. 49ers are 7-point favorites away against the Jets. And the over and under is 42.
Can one of y'all pull up the game after this game? The 49ers game after this game.
49ers. I know week 4. I know where we're going.
Y'all play us week 4, but the game before that.
49ers schedule. I guess I shouldn't. We played the Giants. We played the Giants.
All right. I thought this might have been a trap game for y'all.
New York.
Yeah, because they're gonna stay in. They're gonna stay in New York.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought this might be a trap game for y'all. Here's the thing. Y'all got a lot of injuries on that team right now.
Yeah.
Kittle ain't playing. Sherman ain't playing. Mosley ain't playing. But I still think y'all got enough to beat the Jets. Maybe. I don't.
Here's my question: Are they already in New York?
That I don't know.
You're a 49ers fan. You don't know when your team's playing?
I'm sorry. I don't know if they already. I hope they're there. It's Friday, so they should be there right now.
Okay. Because here's my thing: West Coast teams always struggle coming East Coast for 1:00 games. They come out slow, and then they kind of finish fast, but they still kind of finish sloppy. And the 49ers are a team that kind of play that way anyway. So they're going to feel right in their comfort zone in that type of game. And that's why they're going to win a close game. They do not cover. They win a close win against the Jets so people can start trying to write them off even though they still have a good football team.
I'm glad you said that before me so it can look like I'm with you. And not being but no, that's one of the things that I remember. That was a stat as far as like West Coast teams not playing well at 1:00 on the East Coast, and that's a trend. And for us to have what happened last week, I do think that we still can win. I think that the Jets do cover though. However,
I agree. I'm just looking at the Jets team. The Jets, regardless of how bad they are, defensively they're always solid. Last week they held Buffalo to 3.1 yards per carry. and I think that y'all gonna need a good running, a nice running game to beat them, to beat the Jets. I didn't like Jimmy last week, um, but it's the Jets, so I mean he may destroy them this week. So I do think that they win and they cover. 49ers win and cover.
Steelers and Broncos.
Steelers and Broncos.
Steelers are 7-point favorites at home against the Broncos. Over under is 41. I'll say the Steelers cover, and I'll say that it's going to go over.
Is that in Denver or that that's
In
just,
Pittsburgh. In
Pittsburgh.
Wait a minute. They won 26-16 against the Giants.
like I said, I'm
So
not
they gave up
impressed.
16 points against the Giants.
I'm not impressed with Pittsburgh. I wasn't impressed.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll take over. I'll take the over, but I still take the Steelers to win and cover.
That Pittsburgh defense that Broncos defense looked good last week. Oh, you know what? Never mind. AJ Boye not playing. AJ Boye is not playing. Yep. I picked Pittsburgh to win and they cover.
I didn't care if AJ Bouye was playing or not. Pittsburgh win and they cover.
Listen, the Giants defense, they looked all right last week against them. Only having 26 points, and I don't know nobody on that team.
Yeah, but Ben's knocking off Russ.
That's what
You know what I mean?
I feel
He
like
knocking off Russ. James Conner went down, but he still had a good game. But I feel like Pittsburgh, as a Ravens fan, I know what I seen last week.
Right.
And I know what they capable of. They win and they cover.
I got you. All right. You got that Panthers Broncos game. I'm gonna tell you this.
Buccaneers and Panthers.
Buccaneers and Panthers. I'm gonna say this. Buccaneers win, Buccaneers cover, and whatever the over under is, I'm going over. I don't care what it is.
So the over under is 48. The Buccaneers are 9-point favorites against the Panthers in Tampa. Yeah, I don't see Tom Brady having another bad game, or back-to-back bad games, I should say. But I like what Teddy Bridgewater was kind of doing last week, even though it was the Raiders.
Great say.
So this is still a division game. I'm gonna pick the Panthers to cover. I'm gonna pick it to go over, but the Buccaneers win.
Panthers cover. They're about to get smacked by 21.
Come on, Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm gonna take the Panthers to win. I'm gonna take the Panthers to win.
Oh no.
That was a bold prediction right there. We said we were gonna do that this week. I'm gonna say that's a bold prediction right there.
Tom has a really good game. He has a really good game. But Christian McCaffrey and Teddy Bridgewater have a better one. And the Panthers win a shootout. So they way over. But the Panthers win the shootout.
I don't care if Stanford Teddy Bridgewater came. Stanford Christian McCaffrey came to play. They about to get smacked by 21. I don't care what Christian McCaffrey come to play. Tom Brady ain't gonna have. Tom Brady got called out in the media by his coach.
He did.
He threw two bad interceptions. You think he gonna let the Panthers beat him? Nah. He about to destroy them.
I said he was gonna have a good game, Dom. I didn't say he was gonna be trash.
They about to destroy them.
He don't tackle a soul.
We talking about the
and last week they didn't tackle a soul.
They're gonna tackle this week for TB12.
Man, Tom Brady get ready to go out there, and people get ready to be like, "Man, this is MVP Tom Brady." But unfortunately, It's gonna be MVP Christian McCaffrey on the other side.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
I didn't like what I seen from the Buccaneers defense last week. We could talk about Tom Brady all we want. I didn't like what I seen from the Buccaneers defense last week.
It seemed like Tom Brady had to play a perfect game in order for them to win.
To win that game. And I'm gonna say this: they held Drew Brees. They had Drew Brees in check for 3 quarters. I think the running game, what was it? 23. It was 23-36 or something like that. They had a pick six in there. So I think the defense was pretty all right. I think the defense is gonna be nasty against Carolina.
I don't think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Teddy Bridgewater would have looked better with those weapons in New Orleans than Drew Brees would have.
Oh, you pulling out a lot of statements here.
Just saying.
Drew Brees, listen.
Are we gonna pretend? Are we gonna pretend that didn't happen last year?
Nope. I'm gonna say this.
He definitely did play well with him.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this.
But
Drew Brees ain't look like Drew Brees. Drew Brees ain't look like Drew Brees last week. I'm sorry. Tom Brady ain't look like Tom Brady. Drew Brees ain't look like Drew Brees.
You said it's Jameis time?
I ain't gonna say it's Jameis time. I ain't gonna say it's Jameis time. Even though he did get the surgery. Michael Thomas. Oh well, you know what? That's another. We'll talk about that game. Washington, the Cardinals. Once again.
No. Oh, you want to go last? Oh, I was about to say we done went every 1 o'clock game. There's only
you know
one
what?
more
Listen,
left.
we can go there. We can go there. Redskins. I mean, Eagles, Rams. We can go there. Eagles, Rams. I'm gonna let y'all go first because I don't want.
No. Listen, you wasn't here on Wednesday. Biv gave me 5 minutes. I think I took maybe 2.5, 3. So we're gonna give you your time to get your rant off about what happened on Sunday. And go.
What happened on Sunday? Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson's play calling was terrible. It was trash, horrible. My offensive line looked horrible, trash, terrible. Running backs looked terrible. Everybody looked terrible outside of my defense. My defense showed up. I mean, listen, they put them in the bad predicament.
Dallas gotta look good, man.
Dallas gotta look good. I'm sorry. Dallas gotta look terrific. Dallas gotta look awesome. Like best tight end in the league. Awesome.
That's they won.
There we go. He looked like he was the best tight end.
He won me 2 fantasy leagues last week.
Dallas gotta look amazing. But so it was a combination of Carson Wentz holding on to the ball, offensive line looking bad, but I also put all of that on Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson has to call a better game. He has to learn how to adjust. Like I was listening to somebody today. He was like, "Man, shoot, I could have read those screens. I'm a fan, and I could have read those screens that he was calling." NFL players see those screens. They know they coming. So I think he has to put his team in a better position to succeed. We ran the ball 16 times, which wasn't enough. Boston Scott looked. I mean, it was an all around bad game. But when you go up 17-7, you should win the game. Against the Redskins, you go up 17. Actually, 17-0. You went up 17-0. You should win the game. I'm sorry, you should win that game. All you gotta do is just run. All you gotta do is just run the ball and punt it back to them, and you win the game 17-7. You run the ball, punt it back to them. You run the ball. You win the game. I think it was a bad game, bad game plan, bad overall game. The only two bright spots was the defense. Their Slade shut down. Dallas Goedert looked awesome in the first half. The second half, we didn't see him. But on to this game.
There you go. Got it off the chest.
I don't know what the spread is in the I think the spread they gave the Eagles a 1 point.
Rams are 1 point favorite against the Eagles at home in Philly, and the over and under is 46.
Over under 46.
So the Rams went into Dallas and beat Dallas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now they play.
No,
It was when a no,
it was in L.A.
it was in L.A.
It was in LA.
Okay, okay,
And
my
it's
my
winning.
It was
apologies.
a home opener.
Okay, it was the stadium. All I can imagine it being on
It
turf.
looked, as I say, it looked almost exactly the same. Yes,
Okay, okay, I know what
beautiful stadium.
tripping. But okay, so now they're going to Philly. I think Philly's going to win this one. I think Philly's going to win this one, so of course they cover. And I think it goes over. I think that the Eagles last week, in my opinion, even though they were up 17 nothing, they were not prepared of pass rush of the front four for Washington. And like I said before the season started, I'm high on them. They got enough talent on there, and Chase Young is just a cherry on top. And I don't think even with Aaron Donald being the one man wrecking crew that he is, I think that the Eagles can hold up, especially being in Philly. So I think they have a bounce back week and win, and it goes over.
We always struggle against the Redskins. Pass rush. We do. It's a division game.
Washington football team.
I'm sorry. The Washington football team. I'm sorry. I apologize. The Washington football team. And Aaron Donald has yet to get a sack against us. So with that being said, we do got weapons coming back. We got Lane Johnson coming back. We got Miles Sanders coming back. And I'm gonna say this: Michael Gallup beat Jalen Ramsey last week. He beat him.
Like
He
that
didn't have
James Harden flop.
yeah, he didn't have to push. He didn't have to push off. He did beat him. I love it that the refs. I love it that ref did call a push off. But if that's Deshaun Jackson this week or Jalen Rager, he gonna get beat. So I got the Eagles winning. They cover. And I think it go. I think he says there's 46.
Yeah, 46.
I think it is over a little bit, slightly.
$1 o'clock. West Coast team traveling to the East Coast. There's always that exception to that rule, right?
Yeah, that's Seattle. Seattle exception.
And the Rams is gonna be the exception to that rule, man.
Oh my God.
Aaron
Fucking love.
Donald, Aaron Donald is getting ready to be a one-man wrecking crew. He is absolutely salivating right now, and Carson Wentz is gonna be. He throws at least one pick six. Jalen gonna show why they back the brakes truck up.
And he testing Jalen? Come on. You out here testing
Like,
Jalen?
Oh, who texting Jalen?
He talking about Carson Wentz gonna test Jalen Ramsey. I would shy away.
He listen, in his defense, he texted him a script. Listen, because he I don't see that to him. I don't see him poking the bear like that. That's not Carson Wentz, bro.
Rams win in a rout.
Oh Lord.
My God.
Route. Good.
And a route.
And a rout.
Yo, Biv, you can drop a whole lot of bold predicaments today.
Rams win in a rout.
It's in a route in Philly.
In Philly.
That will have the whole Philadelphia, Upper Delaware.
They firing everybody.
Listen, that'll have.
So
that
I'm looking at Biv's bold predictions real quick. He done picked the Rams in a route. He done picked the Panthers to beat the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
What was another one he picked? I think that's it. I know he got another one in him though.
No, he said the Jaguars to beat the Titans.
No, that was me.
Okay, he said that too though. You
Nah,
said
I said Jacksonville cover.
Oh, okay.
Because of that dumb spread.
Okay, got you.
All right. Okay. Whew. Glad this on wax.
So Arizona and Washington.
Arizona, Arizona, everything.
Of course.
Y'all know. Y'all know.
So the over under is 46. Arizona's favored by 7. That's why. I got Washington covering, but I got the Cardinals winning, and I think it's gonna go. I think it'll be under.
Better pass rush.
I believe in Washington's defense, and
better defense.
It's better defense than
San Francisco or Washington.
Right now, Washington. You just said we got Richard Sherman hurt. We got Emmanuel Mosley hurt.
He wasn't hurt
So
game one.
We got Akil Witherspoon and
They
God
all
knows
played.
who.
They all played game one, week 1.
No, you said right now. Right now, who's starting is Akil Witherspoon, and I gotta go look up the other dude.
I saw what Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins did to a healthy 49ers defense. I saw it. And they don't got the corners. Washington don't have the corners or the linebackers that the San Francisco 49ers have. Heck, they barely got the pass rush that the San Francisco 49ers have.
I think they beat the pass rush.
I don't think I bet. Nick Bosa, D Ford, Eric Idrick.
I get it.
Javon Kinlaw.
I get it. It's my team. I get it.
They do not have a
number
better
2.
pass rush. They do not have a better pass rush than
listen.
Don't let the 8 sacks fool you. Don't let the 8 sacks fool you.
The Eagles front four. I mean, the Eagles offensive line ain't no slumps.
Yeah, they was on Sunday.
I get that.
Because
they were missing Lane Johnson. I get that. But they still not no pushovers.
Yes, we was on Sunday.
On Sunday you were, but that's because you got Chase Young that had 1.5 sacks and had a strip fumble. Did he not?
We had Nick. We had Brandon Brooks out. We started 2 rookies, and we got Isaac Malo, and we don't know what Jason Peters that was. We don't know who that is. So offensive line wasn't looking good. But
listen.
Kyler Murray
going. With your Cardinals going to be 2-0. I see it.
He's going to torch these Redskins.
I don't see anything as far as offense. I don't think that Washington could actually do what they did last week. Repeat what they did as far as having it be to where they won it really in the second half. You're not going to be able to do this against the Cardinals. So yeah, but I still think that they'll cover and it'll be under.
I'm gonna say under. Cardinals win and Cardinals cover.
Yeah. Chiefs Chargers.
Chiefs is 8-point favorites against the Chargers. The over and under is 47. I think I might pick the Chiefs over forever until something changes. Yeah, I still might pick the over in that game, to be quite honest.
Oh, over, yeah, over. I thought you were covering.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs covering.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Even though they're playing in LA, Tyrod Taylor, that's a good defense though.
Man, I seen Joe Burrow against that defense last week. He
only scored 13 points.
Should have had more.
But the Chiefs played on Thursday, so they got rest as well. I'm picking the Chiefs to cover. It's gonna go over 47.
Chiefs about to light the Chargers up.
Yep. Chiefs cover. Over.
Yeah, Chiefs about to. Justin Herbert, get ready, Justin. Ravens Texans.
The Ravens are 7-point favorites in Houston, and the over and under is 52. Goodness gracious,
that's an over.
I'm gonna take. Yeah, I'll take the over. I'll take the Texans to cover. I'll take the Ravens to win.
The Texans cover the 7.
Yeah, I'm not going. Yeah.
The Texans are about to get smoked. Smoked. Bruh.
Hey, they can't. They got a
Listen,
little rest as
I don't
well.
give a freak what kind of rest they have.
They playing at
The
home.
Browns have a better offense than the Texans. Offense. They have a better offense than the Texans. They scored 6 points against that Ravens defense. They about to get smoked, dog.
No, I think if Bill O'Brien can script out his 40 plays instead of 20, they'll have a better chance.
That's a bad way to start your argument talking about
Just
Bill
saying,
O'Brien.
but I
You
mean,
want
I
him to
thought you were
script
gonna
out an
say if
extra
the
20?
I thought you
You want him
said
to
if
script out
Deshaun
an
Watson.
extra 20?
he gonna have
You know how many plays that is?
I mean, yeah,
That's
but
like a whole. That's like a whole half.
That's a whole game.
have
The whole
to
game.
listen. The first two
He
drives they
should
looked
what?
okay. After that, they
Yeah.
look like you know what I mean. So I don't. I mean, that's the only adjustment I can see. But I do see them. I don't see them losing at home like crazy, like stupid like that.
Now listen,
I hope. Well, I ain't gonna say
we
I hope.
hope. We can hope all we want. I seen Lamar Jackson. In week 1.
Just know this is just freestyling off the top of my head Friday night.
I understand.
Just looking
I'm
at it.
going. I'm going over. I'm going. Of course, Baltimore win, and we cover.
Easy.
You say easy.
Get your
You
popcorn ready, man. Get your
I don't know
popcorn.
about. I don't know about easy, man. I don't know about easy. I'm
Get
gonna
your
give Deshaun.
popcorn.
I'm gonna give Deshaun some. I'm gonna give Deshaun some respect.
I
Give
gave
Hey,
him a
Deshaun some
listen.
touchdown
respect.
respect. I give him a touchdown respect.
I'm gonna give
He
a
give me
disclaimer. If I post a winning ticket and I got the Ravens on that ticket at -7.5, do not get upset with me, okay? Just FYI. Like, yo, you pick them to cover on Friday. Well, I changed my mind.
I got new evidence. I have new evidence. I'm gonna tell you, this game is tough for me. Patriots Seahawks game.
It ain't tough for me.
It's a tough
Ain't
game.
tough for me.
Patriots win. I'm not Patriots.
I can say
Seahawks
Patriots
win.
win.
Seahawks win. Seahawks cover, and it goes over. That was actually it. Feel all the ones I feel like it'd be easy, but probably end up wrong. But Seattle wins. It's in Seattle. I don't care crowd or no crowd. Patriots defense against the Seahawks offense. No, no. But I'll say it go over because
They got
Seahawks
defense.
defense ain't all that. They're the middle of the pack in my opinion as well. Even though they got a man back there, Jamal Adams.
I do have Seahawks winning. I have the Seahawks covering. And what's the over and under on it again?
45.
Um, I'm gonna take the over on it. I think I am gonna take it. I think Russ going to play out of his mind. He might play out of his
Seattle home opener. I'm gonna say Seattle cover and over. Cam has a good day though.
mind. I do think Cam has a good day. I do think he does. I think
Money.
Cam showed why he was MVP. Now this game on Monday, Saints Raiders.
So over under 51. I am going to go Raiders cover. Raiders win over 51.
I got the same. I got the
Huh?
same.
Huh? This is definitely not gonna happen now. It's definitely not gonna happen now. Cause I got the when I see Michael Thomas, oh, it turned me, and I'm like, ah, I'm gonna take the Raiders, man. Home opener. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Raiders and the Raiders and over and over. Yeah.
Hey, y'all took away my bold pick.
Hey, listen. I see, like I said, I see no Michael Thomas. No Michael Thomas. The Raiders. I I think they run the heck out of that ball. I think Josh Jacobs. They're gonna keep Drew Brees on that sideline. They're gonna hit him with a couple play actions. I seen boy had a big play on Sunday, Henry Ruggs, and I think that the Raiders win this one, man.
I agree, man. It hurt me to say it. I really do. It really does, But I'm gonna go with the Raiders, man.
Yeah. Now, once again, don't blame Sheik on it if you don't hit on your tickets. Don't blame us. I mean, we are not professionals. We are just speaking from what we believe. Speak from your heart. You pick your picks from your heart. But if you do win off of Speak on its picks, um, we would like for you to come onto the show and talk about it. But anyway, final thoughts on the show. The final thoughts.
My final thought is I seen the weather. It's gonna be sunny and beautiful. Get out and enjoy yourself, man. Get out and enjoy yourself this weekend.
My final thought would be the NCAA football schools that have the TV time that you have, take advantage because after next week, Showtime will not be on you. It'll be on the SEC and then the other Big Fives coming back. So play your butts off tomorrow because TV time is short and limited.
Well, my final thoughts is whatever you do, put 100% effort into it. Work hard at it. Um, a lot of people have written Miami off, right? If you look at that roster, where they came from, like a lot of them came from JUCO or um, smaller colleges, and then they transferred to bigger colleges, um, and then they threw up in the Eastern Conference Finals with a lot of people that nobody thought that they can do it. Jimmy Butler, nobody thought Jimmy Butler was a star. We all said it. You can't win a championship. You can't be a championship team with Jimmy Butler as your go-to guy. Well, we see Vegas thinks differently, and he 2 wins away from the finals. And I know it's a bubble year, but regardless, he works hard. He puts in the effort, he puts in the work, and it's paying off. So my final thought is whatever you do, put 100% effort into it, and it'll pay off, regardless of what anybody thinks or anybody says. And that's my show for the day. So our show for the day. Follow us on Facebook. Our link tree is in there. You'll see all of our platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. If you have any comments about the show, or if you have any topics you want to talk about, drop them into our inbox, and we'll definitely get back to you. If you want to get on the show, on whether on our awareness show or on our sports show, just let us know, and we'll definitely get back to you. But until next time, y'all, that's our show. Speak on it.